Spencer Ross with One Step Forward, and I hope you had a good week. This week, I want to talk about be coachable. You can apply it in different ways. If you have a mentor, you have to be able to accept their mentorship, but be coachable sounds a little bit better than be mentorable. So we're going to say be coachable. So what does that mean? Be coachable. It can apply to many different things. If you want to be a better baker, a better cook, losing weight, building a business, whatever it is, how does that apply to you? So we're going to use it in the instance of trying to lose weight. So being coachable. What's a coach? Coach is someone who possibly, hopefully, normally has more experience in the area than you do, and they're going to give you advice. They're going to mentor you. They're going to encourage you. They're going to push you to go to new limits. They're going to ask you to think about things in a different way. They're going to tell you to think about things in a different way. They're hopefully going to criticize you. If you have a coach or a mentor who never tells you something's wrong, are they the best person for you? It could apply to having a therapist, a counselor, a life coach, a marriage therapist, whatever it can fit into. If you find a coach or a mentor to help you grow in whatever area you think you need to grow in, or there's someone who is telling you that you need to grow in an area, are you applying those skills? There's sometimes that you will look for a coach, and sometimes a coach will see that you need to grow and try to help you out. It's up to you to accept that coaching. Find someone you work with. If you don't work well with that person or they annoy you in some way, then it's going to be difficult to be coachable by that person. That doesn't mean that they're wrong. That doesn't mean they're bad or incorrect or whatever word you want to use, but it means you're not going to probably be able to accept as much advice or criticism or mentorship from that person that you would if you worked with them. We're going to use losing weight as the example. So if you are trying to lose weight and the person that you're working with annoys you, are you going to be as successful losing weight? Maybe that'll push you to be harder, but maybe it won't. There's lots of coaches out there with many different styles. Find the style that works for you, not just so that you're comfortable, but one that also pushes you out of your comfort zone. Develop thicker skin. That's has to do with your comfort zone. It's a phrase that means to take criticism. If you go and see someone and you're trying to lose weight and the weight isn't coming off, okay, why? Are they not pushing you in ways that you don't need to be pushed? If they're not criticizing you in whatever way, sometimes it does mean to be so-called mean, but if they're not pushing you to be better, if they're not pushing you to lose weight, if they're not pushing you to eat better, if they're not pushing you to make a meal plan, if they're not pushing you to hold to what your meal plan is, if they're not pushing you in whatever area that they're coaching you in, are you going to be successful? It comes down to having someone you work well with. If you're not going to work with them, then find a coach that you will work with so that you can grow. If you're not growing, what's the point? Sometimes you pay a lot of money for these coaches. Sometimes it's just time. Whatever it is, it's a waste if you're not going to listen to them. So being coachable has to do with listening to someone that you can work with and that you can develop thicker skin. They're going to criticize you. Are you going to listen to that criticism? Or are you going to ignore it? Not everything they say is going to be correct, but that doesn't mean you discard it. Maybe you try it. Say, hey, I don't think that's going to work. And they come back, let's try it for a little bit and see what happens. That's why they're the coach. They should know more than you. If you're trying to lose weight and you just say no, 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 or you say no in one area out of the 100, okay, but go ahead and try it. What's the harm of trying it? That's going to being coachable. If you're trying to change your ways in your speech, you're going to hear stuff that you're not going to like. If you're trying to lose weight, you're going to hear stuff you're not going to like. If you're an amazing baker, but you have a coach and they have you do it a different way, try it a different way. Don't just reject it out of a thought because you have a better way to put thin skin, not necessarily a better way, but maybe a different way to help you understand and for me to explain it is if I come over and you're trying to lose weight and I say, let's think about changing your meal plan a little bit. And you go, all right, fine. Don't be so sensitive. Take that adjustment, take that criticism, take however you want to put it. It depends what mood you're in and what word you want to use. But see if it works. It doesn't hurt to try. It doesn't hurt to take that adjustment, to take that advice, to see if it does work. Maybe you do need to adjust when you're eating meals, how much food you're eating when, what you're eating, what you're buying at the grocery store, what you're snacking on. There's 100 different things that go into weight loss, but having thick skin allows you to hear what someone is telling you and then apply it. Work hard. It's going to take hard work to be coachable. It is. If you're trying to be a coach, I was trying to be a better coach and I was an assistant coach. One, I had to do what the person said or I was going to get fired. That should not necessarily be your only thought process. If you're only scared about getting fired, well, maybe you need to think about why you're there. But you've got to do what the guy says. If that's just a mentor, they're not going to fire you, but they're probably not going to mentor you either. They're going to say, this isn't working out. Sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Being coachable, you need to adjust where you are. You need to adjust how you're listening. You need to adjust what you're doing. Otherwise, what's the point? It's hard work to adjust. It's hard work to listen to someone else boss you around for weight loss in all those different areas. If you eat 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of listening to someone else. That's a lot of taking advice, taking criticism, taking adjustment, writing stuff down. It's a lot of work to do meal plans and to write all the stuff down and count calories and on and on and on. Are you going to put the work in? To be coachable, you've got to work hard and put the work in. Otherwise, again, you're just wasting your time. A lot of these things go together. It's hard work to find someone you work with. When you're developing thicker skin, you've got to listen. Are you willing to listen to what they say? There's going to be times when you misinterpret what someone says. That's okay. Talk to the person. Hey, I thought you meant this, and I'm learning now that you meant something else. That's okay. That will happen. Are you going to walk away and be angry? Sometimes it's appropriate to walk away and be angry, but are you going to go back and engage them? It's up to you as being a leader. As a leader is coachable. By who? Everybody. The lowest person in the organization? Yes. What can you learn from them? Well, that's a good question. Maybe it's learning about their day. Maybe it's reminding yourself of where you came from. Well, I just got hired and I was at the top. Okay, maybe it's a reminder of being humble. Be coachable. Whether you're at the top, whether you're at the bottom, or somewhere in the middle, a parent, a husband, a wife, there are many different aspects of leadership. Which one are you going to display? Are you going to be the leader that just says this is the way it's done and no other way, and a little kid comes up to you and says, what about this? Keeping it simple sometimes can be hard. I've had that happen. Am I willing to listen to what other people say? Am I willing? Listening is working hard. It's hard to listen. It's hard to just stand there and listen. And listening doesn't mean you're just hearing words like they're bouncing off of you and falling on the ground. Words mean something. I don't have to speak it the correct way perfectly every time. Listen to what they're trying to present. Sometimes it's hard to get all your words right. So are we finding someone to work with that we need to develop the thicker skin to accept criticism, accept advice? We're going to work hard at accepting advice and finding someone to work with so that we can be a better leader, so that the mentors that we have the most impact, so we're not wasting our time or someone else's time and listening to what they have to say. Spencer Ross with One Step Forward, and I hope your Thanksgiving was good. I hope your Hanukkah is amazing. There's many things that we could say about the month of November, and it's my favorite month. The harvest time is my favorite time of year. But please, whether it's Native American Day, your birthday, a wedding anniversary, whatever it is, I hope it is good. And I hope as a leader that you are being the best mentor you can be, finding someone to mentor you and to be coachable, to accept that mentorship. And if it's not a good mentorship, then find a better one. That doesn't mean you eliminate them from your life, but your time is valuable. Listen to it. Listen to your family. Hope you have a good week. Spencer Ross.